Hello, are you there? It's lovely to see you. Boys and girls from all over the land, the great island of Ireland. And I'm delighted to be here with you again to chat to you about Christmas that's coming and how it's going to be such good fun. And I'm sure you love good fun at Christmas time. But more than anything else, and we've talked about this before, more than anything else, Christmas time is a time of kindness. Kindness is the most important thing in the entire world, boys and girls. Most important indeed. Kindness to your mummy and your daddy, kindness to your brothers and your sisters, your aunts and your uncles, and your friends at school. Kindness all around. Hugely important. And I know that you're all good and you're all kind because increasingly I'm getting your names into the book. And do you know what we do to start with today, which would be lovely if you don't mind me saying so? Can any of you sing? Do you know how to sing? We do. I can't sing, but if you help me, we'll sing together. And this is a little song in praise of my reindeers, and especially one reindeer that you all know. What's his name? Rudolph. Yes, indeed it is. So we'll go with that. First of all, together we'll all sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Hello, Rudolph. No, I'm not calling you. Stay out there. Stay away. He's putting his head in through the window. He thinks I'm calling him. Stay eating the corn that I threw out there for you. And then I'll come out and see you once I finish talking to the boys and girls. Can't get him into the house. The door's not big enough for him. So he has to wait outside. So we'll do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to get us kicked off on our little conversation today. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody together now. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Poor Rudolph. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, I was delighted to come and say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, indeed they did, and they shouted out in glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. Well, I have to say, he will go down in history because boys and girls all over the world know of Rudolph. A wonderful, wonderful reindeer and all the others, but he's still trying to get in there. We'll bring you corn in a moment. Sometimes I think you ever hear of alpacas? Alpacas, boys and girls, they're not quite like reindeers, but they have a big long neck. They're like a sheep with big long legs and a big long neck and a big furry body. Alpacas. Now, there's somebody I know very well has a place of alpacas, and it's in Newry and Mourne. It's Mourne alpacas, and they're the most friendly creatures in the whole world, boys and girls. But they thought they could have taken over from the reindeers, but I did all the necessary checks, but they're not. Alpacas are grand for what they are. Beautiful wool. Alpacas made the wool for my collar, but not for drawing the sleigh. That will remain with the reindeers. Now, I have been asked by people, I've got all the wee notes here. I've been asked by boys and girls, one wee fellow is asking me about technology, would you believe? Technology. Why do I use paper and pen and not the little tablet that you touch at school? But I do use technology. And I'm going to show you now how I use technology. Have a wee look at this. We have a little video of it. what about that? For goodness sake, did you ever hear the like of it? That's my technology. I do that too. Now, I'll be coming up very shortly with a list of names of boys and girls who have contacted me or whose mummies and daddies have contacted me. And I have the list of names here to read out and have a little chat about the people who are phoning in and writing in and asking for your names to be called out. And it's very important to call your names out, because as you go through life, Santa tells you, you must be confident in who you are. Be proud of your name. Be proud of your name. And this, I'll be doing that all in a second now, and I'll tell you that. So the other thing I was asked, a couple of questions I was asked, and I do my best to answer your questions. And the questions are all here. And one of the questions is about where it all began. Santa, where all this started. Well, I have a brother called Tanis Claus, and he helps me. He doesn't come out and around the way I do, but he helps me all the time, Tanis Claus. And about 2,000 years ago, we went off on a great flight around the world, all around the world. And then we landed in a place called Bethlehem, 2,000 years ago, boys and girls. Now, what do you think happened in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago? Well, there's only one answer to that, and your school teachers will tell you, your mummies and daddies will tell you. The baby Jesus was born on the very first Christmas. And Tanis and myself, we were taking it easy in a stable where we'd got a little place to stay. And then a gentleman and a lady came up. The lady was going to have a little baby, and she had her little baby in the stable. And we looked down and we saw the little baby Jesus in her arms. And I said to Tanis, come on, Tanis, let's go outside here. Give them a bit of privacy. We leave them alone for a minute or two. And we went outside, and as soon as we went outside through the door, the whole sky exploded. Magnificent explosion of light and stars, and the whole firmament was alight with joy that first Christmas time. And the voice said, Santa, from now on, in celebration of this first moment, every Christmas time from now on, you will go round the world and you will meet boys and girls, and you will bring them very special presents at Christmas time. Of course, and I'm delighted to do that. But how am I going to get around the entire world? The great hairy-headed God just looked, and he said, don't worry. And we looked up into the sky together, and we saw the Milky Way. Milky Way, that's the great firmament, the great galaxy that we live in, all the stars, zillions of stars. And the hairy-headed God said the magic words. And all the stars turned into angels, little angels. And they came down from the sky. And for all of Christmas Eve night through to Christmas early morning, the angels of the Milky Way helped myself and Tanis to deliver the gifts all around the world. By morning time, all the presents were handed out, and back we came again to our getting used to the easement of the heavy work done, and all the little creatures, all the little helpers, the little angels, went back to their place in the stars in the Milky Way. And that's a true story, so it is. Now I'm going to read you out names here. Now I've got Jessica. Have we Jessica? Jessica Deeney. Hello, Jessica Deeney. How are you? How are you? And there's a very special new little baby in our midst at this time, Arthur. Hello, Arthur. How are you? Molly and Lily and Tom are there as well. Arthur, Molly, Lily, and Tom. How are you? I wish you a lovely, lovely Christmas. Now, I have so many here. I need to tick off the names as I go through them. Now, we have Ethan and Emily, and they're the Monaghan children. Ethan and Emily Monaghan. We have Harry and Tommy. We have Ava Higgins. And that she's 5 years of age. Ava Higgins, that's a wonderful age to be. And what else have I got here? I've got Ryan Mooney, and he's 10. Ryan is 10. Ryan is 10 on the 7th of December. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday to you. Now, what else have we got here? Geraldine. No, I have Geordie, not Geraldine. You should see my eyes. They're not so good these days as I grow very, very old. Santa is growing old. So, Geordie, Fionn, and Owen Hockey. I wish you a happy Christmas. Emmett, and Aoife, and Paddy. You're there too. I wish you all well. It's lovely to talk to you today. Who else have I got? I've got Harry and Tommy are in there. I've got Sophia Smith, or Sophie, Sophia Smith. Adam and Grace are in there as well. Now, Sharon Kennedy sends good wishes out to her grandchildren. Ethan Carroll, Bailey Kennedy, Leah Carroll, and Isla Kennedy. Happy Christmas to all of you. And then we have Emmett, Aoife. I told you about Emmett, Aoife, and Pori. They're all there. You're all there. Who else have I got? I have got Dara. Dara is in there too. We wish you the very, very happiest of Christmas times. And to Adam and Kyle, we send you good wishes as well. Now, here we are now. I'm looking here. The other question, just here, this lad here, you've asked me to tell you, you've asked me to speak about, there is actually another a very important group of people, children, before I do anything else. James was asking me, James Bennett, the Bennetts, there's James, Sophia, Oscar, and Daniel. Dare to be a Daniel. This is a very important thing for all of you. Dare to be a Daniel. Dare to stand alone. Dare to have a purpose, and dare to have it known. So that means that you'll be courageous in your life, doing the things that are important in life, and speaking the truth about good things always. So that's the Bennetts, James, Sophia, Oscar, and Daniel. And they're friends, of course. They're friends with the Malini Hands. They're there too. And I mentioned them already. Lily and Molly and Tom and Arthur. Arthur's just a couple of weeks old. Would you believe it? That's great. Now, this lad was asking me about Santa flying through the universe on the back of his reindeers. So I think we might be able to let you see something now of the reindeers flying through the sky, en route to their destination with all their presents. Here is a little clip of Santa flying reindeer. Wow, that's lovely music again. Ah, you caught me. I was enjoying the movement and the dance and the humming of the song. Isn't it lovely to hear the bells going, boys and girls? Lovely, lovely bells. Now, what else have I for you here? Just to tell people, I think it's wonderful, the goodness of the whole idea of the big hairy-headed God, to have someone like me out around the world, and my brother Tannis Claus, out around the world helping and looking after the children who are good. But the word that's coming to me is that you are all good. There's no two ways about it. You are all good. And I think that's important to keep in mind. It's very, very hard, boys and girls, to be really, really bad. Because the way you are made in this world is to be good. So it's very good to be good. We can sing a song about that. 'Tis very good to be good. 'Tis very good to be good. All with me. 'Tis very good to be good. It's very good to be good. It's very good to be good. Oh, it's very good to be good. It's very good to be good. Oh, oh, it's very good to be good. I sing that when I go to Barbados. I go there too, in the West Indies. Barbados. It's a calypso song, that. It's very good to be good. It's very good to be good. There you are. That's the way there. Now, there's another thing I was asked about. How does the sleigh take off? That's the big question. How does the sleigh take off? And that's the big question that people have been asking. Little boys and little girls have been asking. They've never seen the takeoff of the sleigh. And we're going to look at that now and see how that happens. And I'm delighted to be stood by now and waiting for this lovely little piece of technology that will bring that story to us. Bit of that, didn't you? There's no two ways about it. Well, one of the ways that we, at the very beginning, the way we took off was where the sledge was there and the reindeers were in front of us, and I'm in the driving seat and Tanis is beside me, and we're going ba-dum, 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 and we come to the very edge of the cliff, a big ice cliff that drops away below, and we're going so fast that when we come to the edge of the ice cliff, we take off and go up into the air and the sky, and we're all happy and it's all great. That's the way it works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Well, I think now I've told you, we take it easy now for a little while. I've got to go. Okay, I'm coming out to you now, Rudolph. I'm coming to you now. What? You want to hear us singing Rudolph? You want to hear it again? He wants us to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer again. And before I go, I just want to tell you that we'll be back very soon on Destination Newry's Facebook. And Destination Newry are very, very kind. And they've been very kind to Santa because they're giving Santa a special present, because you know that all over the world, there are people in need, people who don't have enough food, people who don't have a roof over their heads, people who don't have any clothing, people who need help. So Destination Newry are going to make a special present to my friends in the St. Vincent de Paul and the Salvation Army in order to make sure that people who are poor and in need can be looked after. So we give Destination Newry 3 cheers. Destination Newry, hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! We'll do that. And now, before I leave you, we will, as they say in the media circles, we'll play you out on Rudolph. All set? Now this time, everybody sing from the bottom of your hearts. Rudolph. 1, 2, 3. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names, and would to jump in any reindeer games. They wouldn't let him join in the games. They were trying to interrupt me there. Wouldn't any reindeer games. But then one foggy night, one very, very foggy night, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, yes, the reindeer, you'll go down in history. 3 cheers for yourselves, boys and girls. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Bye-bye, boys and girls, and we'll see you soon again. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Take care. All the best. I'll go and see my reindeers now and make sure they're all okay. Thank you.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shining eyes. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it does. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call his name. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you cut my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it goes. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call his name. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you cut my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer